What I'm going to talk about today is manifesting what you want in life. This is such a huge topic in the terms of the metaphysical and spiritual world, because spiritualists a lot of times have the vision of seeing that anything is possible. We're huge idealists, huge upper chakra types of energetic people. I know a lot of people are familiar with the book and or the movie The Secret. Now, if you're not familiar, you can probably just Google it or YouTube it, and it'll probably just pop up. But for anyone that doesn't know what it is basically people that have kind of figured out the power of the mind, and it kind of talks about how visualizing and kind of setting an intention can literally create the world around you. Now, what I think that is missing kind of as a huge aspect is the grounding. We like to work up in these top 3 chakras, which are all about envisioning and setting intention and having visions and that whole intuitive aspect. We wonder why our lives haven't manifested physically in the way that we would like to hope. A lot of times it's because we set that intention and set that vision and think just by thinking the frequency, it's gonna fall into our lap. It's not going to. There's a reason why we are on a physical, dense plane. There are reasons why we have energetic centers in our bodies that resonate with physical matter. And that's because we are supposed to combine all of these chakras. So what I'm going to do is tell you how you can manifest by tuning into the bottom 3 chakras. The first thing that you need to ask yourself is, how do I want to survive? Now, this is a big question because it implies living. It implies physical wealth. It implies your health, your security. And it also implies, how do you want to deal with your fears? How do you want to deal with the things that come up as roadblocks? So really take an inventory of all of these places and work at them every day. So work at something that makes you really uncomfortable every single day towards your goal. Make tangible your intention. So what steps are you going to take today that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit out of place? What are you going to do in terms of a financial backing towards what you're going to do, what you're going to create? What kind of energy in terms of security, money, the job, whatever, what is it that you want to create? Now, you don't have to dive in 100%. So if it's a different job, you don't have to quit your job. Start to put in that energy of the other job, for instance, or if it's a house, start looking into houses, or if it's a career, start investing your time and your resources into that career. Now, it's an energetic part. So of course, if you're putting a different energy into the space and kind of taking out, like for instance, a job, removing back a couple of hours a week, or making time for a new job energy or a new hobby to come into your life. So that energy is going to replace not periodically, over time, it's going to replace the energy. So it's a game of, how am I going to survive right now while embodying this grounding force, this bringing it down to earth, connecting it to my own experiences, and manifesting through that aspect. So this is all about getting creative with the idea. Once you have kind of settled into your routine, settled into really, really diving into that fear-based mindset, that scary part of yourself. It's always going to be scary diving into that stuff, but once we can kind of make peace with the fact that we are changing our lifestyle, changing the frequency of our own existence, we can start getting creative with it. So this not only is a creativity spot, but it is a relationship spot, is a sexual spot as well. But this is a community spot. So find your resources. Find your resources and your team. Find people that are going to connect with you. This doesn't mean your family. This doesn't mean your friends. This means, but if they do support you, that's great. But this means finding different ways to get your name out there. Find different ways to really embody what you want to represent as an energetic being. So if that means to start making friends or kind of getting an interest in other people that have already done what you're doing or have been along that journey and kind of use each other to help each other out. This also means thinking outside of the box in terms of what you want. So for instance, if it's a business, have different kind of business cards. If it's you trying to do kind of what I do, think of other ways to expand yourself and different communities that you can reach and different aspects that you can touch. So to recap, at that base level, we are identifying with the fear. We are realizing that this fear can kind of lead into excitement, lead into the passion that we've been wanting, and setting that tangible goal and goals per day or accomplishments per day that we can do. Moving on to the sacral chakra, it is all about opening up the channels to creativity, the channels to creation in terms of using other people's resources, using others to kind of mentor you and help you out and hold you accountable, and opening up the idea that we are that we can reach out to people in different ways. You're going to be kind of confronted with the idea of identity. So you've started embodying this lifestyle. You've started really creating this energy around you, because this is all about frequency and bringing in this energy of who you want to be, to become, to embody. So now you're going to be faced with the idea that you're going to be faced with the challenge of identifying with yourself, identifying with maybe someone that you had been, a different version of you, possibly that other people have expected of you, possibly a version of you that other people have really counted on and really held on to. And it's all about confidence. It's all about becoming and being who you want to be in the moment. I'm going to be real with you. When you start to embody these types of energies, these types of frequencies, people are not going to understand, and people are going to assume always that you are in that mindset of someone that was 5, 10, how many years ago. When you attract certain energies, they embody you. So in this moment, you are not that person. And you are also not the person that is that you want to be. But the idea is that you're going to call in, bring in that frequency, which means really, really identifying with who you want to be, who you want to see yourself as. And that's not going to happen a year, 2 years, 5 years down the line. That is going to happen right now. You start living the way you want, you start dressing the way you want, you start acting the way you want, and using that intention and vibration to become the same person all over the place. That doesn't mean not being flexible. That means being true to who you are in the moment. That is going to manifest, bring in that energy, and create whatever the hell you want, because you're going to be in that frequency, and it's going to be easy because you have embodied it, you have created it, and you have made it tangible.